Ladies have a secret language you probably don't even know exists. When we're thinking about getting physical with you, our bodies start speaking before our mouths do. Most guys completely miss these signals and wonder why nothing ever happens. But once you know what to look for, you'll realize she's been giving you the green light this whole time. I'm about to reveal 9 touches that scream I'm thinking about sex with you. And trust me, number 9 will blow your mind. The slow hand drag. First up is the slow hand drag. And this one's a dead giveaway. You know when her hand doesn't just tap your arm and bounce off. Instead, it stays there, dragging slowly across your back, your forearm, maybe even your chest. That's not casual contact, sweetie. Here's what's really happening in her brain when a woman is attracted to you. Her touch receptors become hypersensitive. Neuroscientists have discovered that prolonged skin contact releases oxytocin, the same hormone responsible for bonding between mothers and babies. But here's the kicker. In romantic contexts, it also triggers arousal pathways. So when she lets her hand linger on your skin, she's literally getting a chemical reward. Her brain is flooding with feel-good hormones, and subconsciously she's trying to extend that high. The slower the drag, the more intense her attraction. It's like she's savoring the moment because touching you feels that good. Touching her own neck or thigh. Now this next one might surprise you, but it's actually one of the most reliable indicators. Watch her when she starts touching herself, specifically her neck, collarbone, or inner thigh while talking to you. I know it sounds strange, but there's solid psychology behind this. This is called displacement behavior, and it happens when sexual tension builds but can't be immediately acted upon. Think of it like this. Her body is craving touch, but since she can't touch you the way she really wants to, she redirects that energy onto herself. When you see her stroking her neck or tracing her collarbone while maintaining eye contact, her nervous system is essentially practicing what it wants to do. The neck and throat area are packed with nerve endings that connect directly to arousal centers in the brain. She's unconsciously stimulating herself because being around you has her body in a heightened state. The inner thigh touch is even more telling. This area is so sensitive that women rarely touch it unless they're already thinking about sex. If she's doing this while you're talking, congratulations. You've got her motor running whether she admits it or not. Palming or stroking your chest. The chest touch is huge, and most guys completely underestimate how significant this gesture actually is. When a woman places her full palm against your chest, especially during conversation, she's communicating on multiple levels simultaneously. From an evolutionary perspective, the chest represents strength, protection, and genetic fitness. When she touches yours, she's subconsciously evaluating you as a potential mate, while also claiming you as hers. It's both assessment and possession, wrapped in one seemingly innocent gesture. But here's what makes this touch even more powerful. She's watching how you respond. Will you lean into her touch or pull away? Your reaction gives her crucial info about your interest and your confidence. A confident man who doesn't flinch at her touch signals that he's totally comfortable with escalation. Studies in behavioral psychology show women use touch as a filtering mechanism. The chest touch is her way of saying, "I'm interested, are you?" all without risking rejection by saying it out loud. Fingertip tease. The fingertip tease is so subtle you might miss it entirely, but it's actually one of the most calculated moves in a woman's playbook. Just a light brush across your wrist, hand, or forearm, like she's barely touching you at all. But that lightness, that's completely intentional. Neuroscience reveals that light touch activates more nerve endings than firm pressure. She instinctively knows this. That feather-light contact is designed to make your skin tingle and leave you craving more. It's like she's whispering to your nervous system. The genius of this move? Plausible deniability. If you don't respond positively, she can play it off like it was nothing. But if you do respond, she's just opened the door for more intimate contact. Research from touch therapy studies shows that light, brief touches create more anticipation than longer contact. She's not just flirting. She's creating a craving your brain can't stop chasing. If you're spotting these touches, there are 25 more signals you don't want to miss. Grab my 25 forbidden signals she's secretly into you cheat sheet. It covers everything from the lip flash to the follow me hover, and exactly what to do next. Links in the description if you're ready to stop guessing. Now, let's talk about when she starts fixing your appearance. Fixing your collar or hair. When she reaches over to adjust your collar or smooth down your hair, you need to understand she's just crossed a major psychological boundary. This is grooming behavior, and it's deeply primal. In evolutionary terms, grooming is how potential mates show care and build connection. When a woman takes it upon herself to fix something about your appearance, she's essentially claiming temporary ownership of you. She's saying, "You're mine to take care of," while creating the perfect excuse to get physically closer. But there's another layer. She's invested in how you look because she's imagining other people seeing you, maybe even with her. The fact that she wants you to look good reflects her own self-image and her social status. It's possessive behavior disguised as helpfulness, and here's where it gets even more interesting. Touching your face, neck, or hair, that's vulnerable territory. Allowing someone into that space requires trust. When she does this, she's testing your boundaries and measuring how close you'll let her get. Leg or foot contact under the table. This one's sneaky because it happens in secret, and that secrecy, that's exactly what makes it so powerful. When her leg or foot makes contact with yours under the table and doesn't immediately pull away, that contact is 100% intentional. The psychology of covert touch is fascinating. Research shows that hidden physical contact increases arousal because it feels forbidden and exclusive. She's creating a private moment between just you two, even in a crowded room. It's like you're sharing a secret no one else knows about. What makes this even more significant? The risk factor. There's always a chance someone might notice, and that adds a little thrill. Her willingness to take that risk tells you exactly how attracted she is. The more public the setting, the bolder the signal. Studies in social psychology reveal women are generally more risk-averse than men when it comes to potential embarrassment. So when she's willing to make that move, she's not just flirting, she's craving that private connection with you. Hand on the inner thigh. Now we're entering bold territory. The inner thigh is sensitive real estate. Nobody touches there casually. If she places her hand on her own inner thigh while talking to you, she's unconsciously touching an erogenous zone because you've triggered thoughts about sex. This is displacement behavior at its most obvious. Her body is responding to sexual thoughts about you, and she's channeling that energy into self-touch. The inner thigh is directly connected to arousal pathways, so when she touches herself there, she's giving herself a preview of what she's thinking about. If she touches your inner thigh, that's not subtle flirting anymore. That's a direct sexual invitation. This move requires serious attraction because there's no innocent explanation for it. She's asking a question with her hands that she's not ready to ask with her words. Kinesthetic research shows that inner thigh touch activates the same neural pathways as genital touch. So when she makes this move, her brain is already imagining what comes next. Back of the neck touch. The back of the neck is incredibly vulnerable and intimate territory. When she touches her own neck while talking to you, she's self-soothing because the sexual tension is becoming overwhelming. When she touches yours, she's being bold and testing the waters for escalation. Neurologically, the neck contains a high concentration of nerve endings that connect directly to the brain's pleasure centers. Light touch here triggers the release of endorphins and increases heart rate. She knows this instinctively, even if she can't explain the science. This touch often happens right before things escalate physically. It's like she's priming both of your nervous systems for what might come next. The neck touch is her way of saying, "I want to be closer," without having to say a single word. The accidental groin brush. And finally, the move that leaves no room for interpretation. If her hand grazes your upper thigh or lap area, there's absolutely nothing accidental about it. At this level of contact, we're well past flirting and into foreplay territory. This is her ultimate test of your interest and confidence. She's seeing how you react to bold sexual contact, direct challenge, and whether you're going to step up or step back. It takes serious attraction for a woman to make this move because there's zero plausible deniability left. The groin area is so sexually charged that even accidental contact here sends immediate signals to the brain's arousal centers. She knows this. When she makes this move, she's saying, "I want you," in the most direct, physical way possible without actually saying it. Hey, since you just learned how to decode her most intimate touches, you're probably realizing how many signals you've missed before, right? But here's the thing, and I know you're probably thinking this too. What if you're reading her wrong? Because let's be honest, the last thing you want is to think she's into you when she's just being friendly. That's exactly why my next video is going to be, she's touching you, but is she into you? Red flags in her touch. I'm going to show you the difference between genuine attraction and when she's just naturally touchy or being polite. Trust me, you need to know this before you make any assumptions. Catch you in the next one.